everybody. You're welcome to Sacris V blog. My name is Ines Samuel and I am the CEO of Sacris Travels. Here you get to learn about visa processing from the beginning to the end. But before we go on, I would like you to do me a favor. Just quickly subscribe and click on the notice buttons so that you get to be informed whenever we come up with new videos and new information about the latest visa policies and information. Whenever you have questions or you need to know more, quickly send us an email or you call us on any of the numbers on the screen. Till then, enjoy your training.
In this episode, we're talking about work permit visa, the truth, the facts, and the process. Work permit visa, the truth, the facts, and the process. One of the major problems in the immigration industry, or in the tourism industry, or in the traveling industry is ignorance. Most of the applicants who either want to travel to another country or via through tourism or via through work permit or trying to travel in whatever means, the major problem they always have is ignorance of the entire process, ignorant of what they are applying for, the application they are going for. Most applicants are ignorant. Here in this vlog, we intend to enlighten everybody and keep us on the know of what each application means. So like I said, in this episode we'll be talking about work permit visa, the truth, the facts, and the process. Now the question is, what is a work visa? What is a work visa? A work visa or work permit is an official authorization that allows a foreign national to legally live and work in another country for a specific period and under specific conditions. I'll take it again. A work visa or work permit is an official authorization that allows a foreign national to legally live and work in another country for a specific period under specific conditions. Now let's take note. One is an official authorization. It's a document that gives you an official authorization. It means that the country is officially authorizing you to work legally and to also live legally in another country. That means that where you are about to work, you are not a citizen. You are a citizen from another country trying to work into another country, to live and work in another country. If you're a citizen of a country, you don't need work permit because you're already a citizen. But if you're going to another country, you will need a work permit. You know that for sure. Now, it's a legal authorization. It's an official authorization that allows a foreign national to legally live and work in another country for a specific period. One, it means that the visa or the work permit has a specific period of time and also under specific conditions, which means there are rules attached, there are conditions attached to that authorization. Okay, so it's a document that permits you, that officially allows you, authorizes you to work in another country. Now, it is not automatic. Work permit is not automatic. It is not a shortcut, and it is not a right. Remember, you are not a national of that country. You have your own country where you're coming, your home country where you're coming from. So it is not automatic. It's not like multiples give you the visa. It's not an entitlement. I've had a lot of calls from people who say they want to work in another country. They want 100%. I'm going to use this to tell everybody. See, let no agent deceive you. There is no 100% assurance of you getting a visa to work in any country, because one, no agent has any power to give you a visa. Visas are not bought; they are issued based on conviction from the consular that you are going to work and you are going to do what you say you want to do, and you are safe to go into that country, and you are going to keep the citizens there safe. You're not a threat to that country. Okay, it is not automatic. It is not shortcut, and it is not a right. Let's understand that work permit is not your right. It is the right of the country to allow you. It's their right not to allow you. So you cannot, you understand it. I paid money. I paid for the application. That should give me visa. No, the council has the right to say yes or no. It is a regulated privilege controlled by immigration laws. It is a regulated privilege, which means such authorization has laws or rules that guide them. It's regulated. There are times they may not allow certain people to come in. It's regulated. It has a control. There are regulations, there are laws that guides it. There are immigration laws that guides you, that qualifies you, that allows you to come in. There are some the criteria you must meet for you to be able to go into the country to work there. So you must understand this. Now, many people see work visas as an easy way out. In reality, it is a structured legal pathway that requires qualifications, documents, patience, and honesty. So many people many people see work visas as an easy way out. It's not an easy way out. Like we said earlier, it's not automatic. Do you understand? It's not automatic. You can still be rejected. So when people tell you that, okay, I'm so sure, it's 100% sure, you're going to get the job, you're going to come in and work, it's 100% sure, it's a lie. That's deception. That's scam. That's fraud. Because it's only the consular that has the right to permit you and not to permit you. So people see it as an easy way. It's not an easy way out. In reality, it is a structured legal pathway. It's structured. Everything about you is taken. It is organized. And it requires qualification. You must be qualified for the job. You must have documents. You also must be patient, because it takes a long process. You must be patient. Some process takes as far as 6 months. Some takes as far as 1 year. Some are 3 months. It depends. Unlike tourist visa can take you weeks. It can take you days. But work visa takes you a long time to prepare, because every document must be made available to show that you are going to be okay. You're not going to be a nuisance. You're not going to constitute nuisance in that country. It requires patience and it requires honesty. You must tell the truth. Every document you present must be original, not scam, not fake. Do we understand? Now, the next thing I want us to look at is the truth. Now, I just did the introduction, right? Now, this is the truth. Now, these are the real realities behind every work permit. No sugarcoating. Now, these are the real realities behind every work permit. That is, I'm not sugarcoating anything. Okay. Now, truth number one is a work permit is not the first step. A work permit is not the first step in terms of working in another country. The work permit is not the first step. There are steps you need to take first before you get to the work permit. You do not apply for a work permit on your own before getting a job. You do not apply for a work permit on your own before getting a job. No, you don't do that. You don't apply for a work permit first on your own before getting a job. It's not your job to apply for the work permit. It is the company that's applied that is employing you that needs to apply for a work permit for you. Okay, the employer is the key to the process. In the truth one, we say that the work permit is not the first step, right? So the work permit is not your own to get, and the employer is the key to the process. The employer is the major person who runs the entire thing. The employer is the major key in the entire process of getting a work permit, a work visa. The major person there is the employer, or is the first person that must employ you first before you talk of getting a work permit. So there must be an employment on ground. There must be somebody who is employing you first before you can think of getting a work permit. He's the one that will apply for the work permit, not even you. Then the truth two, the employers are not agents. Employers, not agents, can create work permits. Employers, not agents, create work permits. It is the employer that create the work permit, not even the agents. Agents do not have power to create work permits. It's not their job. They can't. It is the employer, because he is the one that will ensure that you have the legal right to work for him in your country. So it is the employer, not agents, who create work permits. Then also, only companies authorized by a country's government can request a work permit for a foreign worker. Only companies authorized by a country's government that can request a work permit for a foreign worker. And like I said earlier, that it is the employer that has the right to request for a work permit. Let's say, for instance, someone wants to employ Sammy, okay, and company A wants to employ Sammy. The one requirement that company A must be authorized by the government. It's what we call quota. Almost every company is giving a quota, the right, the license to employ a foreign worker. If you don't have the quota as an employer, you cannot employ a foreign worker. So it is only the employer that can request for a work permit from the government for a worker that they want to bring in. And let me get this cleared. Before a company would be able to employ a foreign worker, it must have searched through its country and seen that they've not been able to get anybody in that country to do the job. So they will need a foreign worker. So they are the one that request from the government the work permit for the worker. Alright? Then truth 3 continued. Agents can help, but they cannot issue or influence work permits. Agents can help in facilitating, in getting your documents to them. Agents can help, but they cannot issue, or neither can they influence work permits. So agent A can actually help an employer to get the worker. Alright? The employer A can help, the agent A can help employer A to get a worker A for him. But he cannot issue, or neither can he influence a work permit. Okay, now this is another one. Work permits are based on labor shortages. Like I told you earlier, it is when the company in that country has checked everywhere and found out that nobody is taking the job, so they will need a foreign worker to do it. Excuse me. Work permits are based on labor shortages. When they found out that there's not enough manpower in their city or in their country or in their province, they therefore look for foreign workers to meet up, because you know when they have more workers, the economy will boost. So when they bring in more workers, it helps them to boost the economy. So they'll need more laborers, more workers, more hands to work the economy out, to boost the economy of the country. So whenever there's a shortage of labor, that's when they go out to look for foreign workers. And you know, most of the time, most countries that they do not have where they have less people. They don't have much people in their country. Their population is very low, so they will need people from other countries to come and work in with them. Countries approve work permits mainly when local workers are not enough. Like I told you before, that countries approve work permits when local workers are not enough, and when there is a shortage in certain industries. Like for instance, like in Europe, one of the biggest industries is the logistic industry. You know, most of the time they buy things online, so the demand is high. When the demand is high and there are shortage of workers to meet the demand, then they start looking for people to employ to meet up. And also, employers have proven they need foreign talent, and the employers must have proven they need foreign talent. I'm telling you, I'm giving you reasons why countries approve work permits. I said that countries approve work permits mainly because when their local workers are not enough, and also there's a shortage in certain industries, and also when employers have proven they need foreign talents. Number 4, truth 4. A work permit does not guarantee visa approval. A work permit helps your case, but embassies still evaluate. I need us to really understand this. Like I always tell people, do not be deceived. Don't let anyone deceive you. Please, let's get this. A work permit only helps your case, gives you the chance to get a visa, but it's not a guarantee that you'll be given visa. Like remember, I said it is a legal authorization. It's a document. A work permit is a document. A work permit is different from a visa. A work permit is a legal authorization that gives you the ability to work in a foreign company as a foreigner. While the visa is what gives you access to enter. They're two different documents. Although some countries gives you both at the same time. But permit, like you know what the permit is, it gives you the ability to work, right? While visa gives you the ability to enter the country. So even if you have a work permit, that doesn't mean you can enter the country. So they're two different documents. The inability to understand the difference causes chaos. So a company can give you a work permit, but may not be. It cannot determine what your work visa. The work visa is being determined by the consular, while the work permit is being determined by the immigration. Let's understand these two things. Now, security. Now there are different reasons why. There are different reasons why work permits or work visas are being approved. Now, a work permit helps you a case, but embassies still evaluate one. Now, what are they evaluating? Security. Now, they want to check how safe is it to have the applicant work and live in their country. Security. Now, you're bringing someone to work in their country. They want to be sure, is this person safe? In terms of, I hope he's not a terrorist. I hope he's safe health-wise. I hope he's not bringing in virus. Things like that. How safe is it to bring this person? Is it going to terrorize our citizens? Is it going to bring problem to the country? So everybody is security conscious. To be sure you're not bringing in the terrorists, you're not bringing in bandits, you're not bringing in people who will come in and steal and commit murder in their country. How safe is this person? Is it safe to bring them to their country? And two, health. Is the applicant fit to work and live in their country? Is the applicant fit to work and live in their country? Not bringing in any form of illness or virus to spread. You know, some people might come in and they're not fit health-wise. They're bringing in virus. They're bringing in disease into their country. So they want to be sure: is this person health? Is he qualified health-wise? Is he fit in terms of health-wise to work and to live in your country or in their country? Hope the person is not bringing any disease or sickness or any kind of virus. So they do all these check-ins. That's how they evaluate. And two, the background. What is the person's background? What the person's background check results? Does the person have a clean sheet or has a criminal record? Now, your background check, they check as far as your chats, your WhatsApp chats, your Facebook chats, your social media chats. They check. Are you a friend? Are you a friend to bandits or terrorists? How is this person's background? Has he committed crime before? Has he been convicted of a crime before? Because if he did, he may commit crime when it comes to the country. How this part of the security, the background check. Has he been denied visa before? Why was he denied visa before? What did he do? Did he break the rules? Did he break the laws of that land? They check. It's part of the travel histories. It's part of it. Now, document authenticity. Are the person's documents original or forged? You want to check your documents. Are they original or forged? These are the things that the embassy want to see. Want to be clear before they give you their visas. So whenever you get a work permit, don't think, okay, I've gotten the work permit, I'm going to enter. No, it's not an automatic document. It doesn't give you the right to enter. It's only a pathway to apply a visa, a work visa. So before they can issue the work visa to you, they want to go through the documents, to do a background check on you. All right, before they issue the visa. I want to talk about facts. Okay, I want to talk about facts now. The facts are the non-negotiable universal work permit principles that guards work permits. The fact about it. Fact one: work permits are employer-driven. Work permits are what? Employer-driven. Like we said in the earlier part, I said that the major person in this whole thing is what the employer. Because without him giving you an employment, he cannot apply for a work permit on your behalf. So if company A wants to employ you, it is that company that will apply for your work visa from the government. All right. Now the work permits are employer driven. They are not immigration driven. They are not agent driven. Remember, I told you before that the agent does not have any right, does not have any power to influence. He can only facilitate. But he cannot what? He doesn't have any influence. He cannot issue it. He doesn't have any power in that. So the major player in this whole thing is what? Is the employer. Now your employer, one, must be registered. Your employer must be registered, and two, must have the license to hire foreigners. And I told you the quota, right? They give them quotas every year. The employer must have the license to hire what? Foreigners, and to apply for work permit on your behalf. These are three things. The employer must, one, be registered. Is the company registered? Is a registered company? And do they have the license to hire foreigners? And can they apply for permit on your behalf? Not all companies in the country can actually employ or hire foreigners, and not all companies can apply for permit on your behalf. The company must have that legal right to do that by the government. Okay. Part 2, documents must match the job. Oh my God, I love this part. The documents must, from the CV down to your experience, your experience, your credentials, your CV, they must all match with the job. Someone once said he wants to work in the country, and I asked him, "What is your CV? Let me have your CV." That's why sometimes most recruiters will do what is called they'll do something we call evaluation test or assessment test to see what fits your CV. There's what we call assessment test or evaluation test. They evaluate your CV to see where and what job your country, your CV can take you to. What job can your CV help you to get in the country? You cannot be getting the experience as a cleaner and you now want to work as admin officer. No, it's not going to work. Because in your CV, we've already seen that you don't have the experience and you don't have the qualifications. So how do you want to work as an admin? They're going to deny that visa because it doesn't correlate. So the documents must match. Especially your credentials, they must all match. Okay, your qualifications, your experience and skills must align with experience, especially your experience. Your qualifications, your experience and skills must match, must align with the position. They must go in line with the position. Now, fact 3. Every country has its own work permit types. Every country has its own work permit types. Now, there are general ones and there are specific ones. Each country has its own work policy. Don't forget, every country has their visa policies. You must be conversant with the visa policy of each country. In this time and age, policies are just flying all over the air. In the US, Europe, America, policies are just flying over. So you have to be conversant with the latest policy, visa policy, work permit policy of each country. There was a time that a certain country had to reduce the intake of foreigners working in their country. They had to pause it. But some time ago they were accepting. But when they got to a point, they had to pause it. Because they could not contain the number of foreigners in their country. They had to control it. Remember what I defined work permits? Is a legalized what? Document. It's for control. It's controlled, it's structured. So no agent can tell you it's 100%. No. Because the country has its own policy. And though there's a continental policy, and for their countries, there are national policies. National visa policies. For each application. There are policies for each application. There are policies for each application. So you have to be conversant with it. Okay? For example, UK they brought in new system, the COS, Certificate of Sponsorship, is a new document introduced by the UK. The Ireland have introduced the General Employment Permit, which is for critical skills. Right? And the Canada has introduced the LMIA based upon work permits. You have to be conversant with this. Now, Germany has included the skilled worker permit, and the UAE has included the work permit plus resident visa. So each country has their visa policies. You have to be conversant with their visa policies. Now, each one has specific document requirements. Now, those ones I just listed, they have the word specific document requirements. You have to know what they are, so that you can submit the right document that would bring about the positive response from the embassy to issue you the visa. Now let's look at fact 4. Background checks are mandatory. Now when you go to the embassy and they ask you to submit your documents, they'll tell you to go back, that you will call upon to come and receive it. That's when they're doing their background check. So every document must be original. They find out that there are discrepancies in your documents, they deny you. Countries verify identity, the police clearance. They want to confirm that everything you send them is real. They are not fake. They will verify your identity. Is this person your age, everything? Are you who you say you are? They'll check your police clearance and your medical status. So check. When you did that, they will call them to confirm. Employment history, they will confirm. Your employer legitimacy. Is your employer real? Is your employer real? They want to confirm it. Now, fact 5, your work permit, which is your legal rights. Your work permit, legal rights. Now, as a foreign worker in the country, there are some rights you are entitled to. 1, a valid work permit gives you the following rights. 1, it gives you a legal right to work. A valid work permit gives you a legal right to work in that country. And 2, it gives you a legal stay in some countries. Now, when we say legal stays, it means that you might end up having permanent residence. It depends on which kind of job, which kind of work permit you're coming in with. There are some that are seasonal work permits. Seasonal work permits do not allow you renew. They don't allow renewals. So you have to find out which of the work permits are they giving you. Is it seasonal, or is it yearly? Is it 2 years? Is it a work permit that allows to renew, or is it a one-off thing? You have to find out. Also, it gives you employer protection. For the fact that the employer brought you in, the employer protects your stay. Nobody can come in this and just arrest you. No, because you're under the sponsorship and you are under the watchfulness and the protection of the employer. The employer protects you. It keeps you because it's your sponsor. And also, lastly, it gives you access to public services. It depends on the country. There's some that will give you medical services, free medical services, and other things. It depends. It gives you there's some rights. There's some public services that you are entitled to. So you have to find out from what each country gives in terms of the benefits as a foreign worker. Now, let's look at the process. And this is the main thing. We've learned about the truth about work permits and also the facts about it. Now we're going to look at the third thing, which is the process. Now, a process is a clear step-by-step guide that applies globally. We're going to look at a step-by-step guide that applies globally. The global step-by-step guide that helps you apply for work permit. How it goes, how it runs. Okay, this is the major part. This is where the applicants are ignorant of. Now, no employer, no work permit. Just have that at the back of your mind. If there's no employer, there's no work permit. It's not automatic. There must be an employer to have a work permit. And 2, you must secure a job through. You must secure a job through 1, through company websites. You must secure a job through company websites. You must secure a job through government job platforms or through accredited recruiters. I love this. or through international job boards. Now you can get a job through company websites, direct employment with the company, or through government job platforms, or through accredited recruiters, or through international job boards. So these are the 4 ways you can get a job. But if you are getting through accredited recruiter, be sure that the recruiters are recognized, are in agreement with the company. There's something called outsourcing, manpower supplies. Yeah, these are part of the recruiters. All right, they have a partnership with the employing company, and there's an agreement to help them recruit. All right, it happens. I've enjoyed such benefits. Okay, now these are the various ways you can get a job. Now, step 2. First, you must get a job. No employer, no permit. Okay. Now, step 2, sign an employment contract. You will sign an employment contract. A valid contract shows job title. That's like an offer letter. Okay, there's an offer letter will come with. That's a job contract. A valid contract comes with job title, your salary. It shows your salary. It shows your working hours. It shows your duration of work. How long are you going to work with them? How long is the contract? It shows employer details. The name of the company, the address of the company, the phone number of the company, everything is there. And this is what the employer uses to start the permit process. Because all these details I just listed, you just saw on the screen, they are what you will see in your employment letter. Job title, the salary, your working hours, the duration of the contract, and your employer details. These are the 5 things you will see in your offer letter. Don't find this there, it's going to be fake. Okay. Now, these are what the employer would need to start the work permit, the permit process. Now, step 3. Remember, the first step is you get a job offer, right? The second one is what you sign an employment contract, which is the offer letter. Then the third step is that employer applies for the work permit. When your offer letter is being signed, you sign the offer letter, the contract, then you submit it. Then the employer can go ahead to apply for the work permit. I hope we're getting that. Now, the employer submits one. What does the employer submit? He submits your contract. It gives them proof that they could not find local workers. That's it gives immigration the proof that they could not find local workers to do your job that you have been employed for. And 2, the company registration documents. The company will show them their registration to show that they're registered with in the country. And they have the legal right to employ foreign workers. They show them their registration, show them their registered company in the country. And 2, depending on the country, this may be that's the COS, the LMIA, all the stuff that I listed in the previous time. The registration might include the certificate of sponsorship, the LMIA from Canada, the employment permit from Ireland, and work authorization from the UAE. These are the things that you look at. Okay, it may include the document that they will submit to immigration while they are applying for your work permit. Then step 4, you receive work permit approval. Once the work permit is approved, you will get 1, a permit letter. 2, you get authorization number. 3, you get sponsorship reference and approval notice. This is what you attach to your visa application. Now, once the company has been able to acquire and to get the permit, they will give you all these documents, but they have to send it to you. They will send it to you as either they can send as a parcel, or they can send it to you on scan. They can scan it and send it to you. These are the things you now use to go to the embassy. You must present this at the embassy with other documents. Now, once it's approved, you get the company, your employer will give you your permit letter, that your authorization number, then your sponsorship reference, and also approval notice. Now, this is what you attach to your visa application. Because the company, it depends on the country. Some companies will actually book for your appointment at the embassy. Far after, they will have sent you all these documents to you. Now you receive work permit approval. All the documents will be sent to you. You go to the embassy with these documents. And when you go to the embassy with these documents, that comes to step 5. Apply for the work visa. Now, like I said, the recruiter who comes on behalf of the company will run all this for you. Okay, they will now apply for your work visa for you. And when they apply for your work visa, they will give you a passport. You have to submit your passport. No, that's where you go to the embassy with the passport. These are the documents that you go with attached to the other one that they sent to you. The previous step 4. You attach this document with this ones. You apply for you get your passport, your work permit approval, all those documents, your employment contract, your medical certificate, your police clearance, your academic certificates, your proof of experience, and biometrics. All these things will be given to you. You have to do with all these things. The proof of experience, right? Your certificate, you have to take a certificate with you. You go with all this, all right, to the embassy, attaching all the documents together. And when you go with this, the next step will be what? You attend visa interview. If anybody tells you that you're going to get a work visa without interview, that's a scam. It's what is a scam. Except it is mostly the Middle East. It's an e-visa. Most of the Middle East, you don't go for interview. Okay, except the policies change. Most of the time, most of the e-visas don't require you going for interview. It's because it's an e-visa, right? It's sent to you, right? Now, some embassies require physical interview. Some will just require document verification. That's all. Some will just do clarification questions. Just ask you to clarify the documents. So that's all. They're not going to ask you much. But some will not call for interview because it's an e-visa. All right, but it depends on the country. But most embassies will require some physical interview and some document verification. They want to verify your documents, and also clarification questions. They will ask you some questions just to be sure. Now, step 7, visa approval plus travel. What you like most, right? Now, once your visa is approved, then you book your flights, you prepare accommodation, you arrange your airport pickup for employer provides. That if employer provides your pickup, someone pick up at the airport, and understand the workplace rights. I always advise before you even travel, sit down and study about the company you're working for. I hope you enjoyed this episode talking about work permits, the facts, the truth, and the process. And these are the things you have to learn and have to understand while applying via any agency. You have to understand this process. Now, there are questions I don't normally ask. How long does it take to apply for a work visa? I want to tell you this for free. It depends on the country. But most of the time in Europe, it takes about 3 to 4 months. But advisably, I would say 3 to 6 months because of the immigration that might happen. These immigration lapses or delay from the immigration, right? And that may warrant it to be extended. So always give that time. Like I always tell people, whenever you want to apply for a work visa, there's something that I needed to know. I think I mentioned it in the earlier stage. I said one of the biggest requirements is patience. You have to be very, very patient because the process is not like tourist or educational visa. You have to be patient. It goes through a lot of process. So that will be it. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be very much willing to answer questions from you. You can always visit our office on the screen and ask questions. Call our numbers. So ask questions for consultancy. You can always call for consultancy. We are willing to talk with you or give you an advice when it comes to visa processing, be it within or without outside the country. So I hope to hear from you soon. But till then, we hope to see you in the next video. Bye.